What's going on, guys? Jacob over here. So, I don't often make videos about the Badgers football or basketball teams, but I feel like this is a unique circumstance where I feel like a video is warranted. And the big news today, if you haven't heard, is that sources are saying, particularly Tom Oates of the Wisconsin State Journal, he says that the Badgers are planning on hiring Luke Fickell of the Cincinnati Bearcats to be their next head coach going forward after, of course, a very rough 3-year drought for the Badgers. I would say it was really, one of the more underwhelming 3-year periods I can remember as a Badgers fan. We went, 3-3 in the shortened COVID year. I think we went 8-4 last year, and this year we went 6-6. Lost the axe. Wait, no, maybe we went 7-5 last year. I don't remember, but we lost the axe the last 2 years, and that's huge. I think leading up to this, the general consensus was that Jim Leonhard was going to be the next head coach of Wisconsin Badgers because, he's been the defensive coordinator for a while. It almost feels like he had been, being groomed for the position. And I certainly understand that. Jim Leonhard's defenses have always been very impressive at Wisconsin, and certainly I would say he was deserving of the job. However, when you get a chance to get somebody like Luke Fickell, who has had an outstanding track record at Cincinnati, playing in the AAC conference. He won 3 consecutive titles over there and made the college football playoff with a group of 5 team, the first team ever to be outside of a Power 5 conference to make the college football playoff. That was so big to me, and if you have any chance of getting somebody like that, you have to take it. Like, I feel bad, genuinely feel bad for Jim Leonhard and the players on this team, but at the end of the day, when you have an opportunity to get a high-profile coach like that, somebody who spent years at Ohio State, was the defensive coordinator the year they won the inaugural championship, you remember the 59-0 Big Ten championship that propelled them into the college football playoff that year. You have to take it. You have to take that opportunity, and the fact that he showed interest and that the Badgers are getting it done this quickly is pretty significant to me. And, I'm sure there will be arguments from people saying that, well, is this just going to be a stepping stone for him because he used to be at Ohio State? And what if Ryan Day has a bad year next year with the Buckeyes? Is Fickell going to just bolt to Ohio State and leave the Badgers with nothing? And, while I certainly wouldn't say that's out of the realm of possibility, if it does happen, that probably means that he did a really good job at Wisconsin, right? He probably got us at least a Big Ten title, maybe to the college football playoff, and that's what I've been wanting forever. We haven't won a Big Ten title in 10 years. This is a program that was, consistently competing for Big Ten titles, and in the last, maybe, I want to say 7 to 8 years, with the exception of 2017, the Badgers really just haven't been competitive, especially when they make the Big Ten championship. And even in the last 3 years, we haven't even made the Big Ten championship. We've lost the Big Ten West the last 3 years. We haven't made it there. And that's a that's a bad drought for this team. A team that, should be the class of the Big Ten West. In 3 straight years without making it, especially this year, given how weak the Big Ten West was, the fact that the Badgers couldn't, run away with this division and ended up going 500, it just wasn't acceptable. And like I said, Jim Leonhard, I would not have been mad at that hire at all. That was what I was expecting, and I certainly think that he would have a chance to, build the program the way he wants. But at the same time, when you have an opportunity to get an outside hire like this and a breath of fresh air, and the way that the Badgers recruiting has been in the last few years under Paul Chryst, I'm not sure if it would have gotten any better under Jim Leonhard. But with somebody like Luke Fickell, who was able to, take the Cincinnati Bearcats and rebuild them into a college football playoff team, a group of 5 team into a college football playoff team with great recruiting classes, imagine what he can do with the resources at Wisconsin. Wisconsin is a Power 5 team, a team with a history of a lot of success, a team with a lot of resources at our disposal. He can take this team to big places. And that's what I want as a Badgers fan. I want this team to be able to have a chance at the playoff every single year. I want them to be a perennial powerhouse in the Big Ten. And given how strong the Big Ten is, the fact that we compete for the Big Ten West, and then every year that we make the Big Ten championship, we get embarrassed, or simply lose to Ohio State. I want those games to be competitive. I want the Badgers to beat Ohio State. I want the Badgers to be able to win the Big Ten West with ease. I want them to be in the playoff conversation every year, because that's where this program should be. That's where this program should have been able to build themselves to after the amount of success they had in the 90s, into the 2000s, into the 2010s. This program should be ready for the next step, and after 2017, they took a step back. And that's not the direction we want to go. I want more success from this program, because I know this program should be able to, be a team that every year you think they've got a chance, right? The Badgers have a chance, as always, of making the college football playoff. That's what I want people to be saying about this program. That's what I want them to be saying. And with the hire of Luke Fickell, which still is not confirmed, by the way, but I cannot imagine that it wouldn't happen at this point, given the amount of people who are saying it's going to happen. I think they said they were going to have a press conference, the Badgers, at 4 p.m. regarding, the introduction of a new head coach, or the decision that was going to be made. And a lot of people are already saying, especially Tom Oates, who's a reporter I trust a lot on Twitter, and, growing up reading his articles in the Wisconsin State Journal, he's a guy who's very, very trustworthy. So it sounds like this thing is done and it's going to happen. And as a Badgers fan, as a Badgers football fan, this is an exciting day, especially after the horrible disappointment yesterday of losing. It's big. It's really, really big. And honestly, the fact that we could actually get Fickell, who's, I would say, one of the most highly sought-after coaches so far, given what he did with Cincinnati. Honestly, if Ohio State inexplicably fired Ryan Day, I would say that Luke Fickell would probably be on their short list of candidates. The fact that we're able to get somebody of that high status, of that, prestige around college football is really, really big for this program. And, maybe he saw in this program, they have everything they need. They just need somebody to, go out there and get their recruits and, mold them into a winning football team, a championship-level football team. So, given what he did at Cincinnati, I am more than excited about this hire. And, like I said, I feel bad for Jim Leonhard, because he's a great, great guy, a great coach. I actually got the chance to meet him at the Big Ten Championship in 2017. And I certainly hope that he's able to stay on as the defensive coordinator too, but I certainly wouldn't blame him if he wanted to go somewhere else, because he's certainly deserving of a head coaching job elsewhere, or even an NFL defensive coordinator position. Packers, maybe after the season, who knows? But yeah, it's a great day to be a Badgers fan, honestly. It really is, and I can't wait to see what this program has in store with Luke Fickell in the next few years. And it might not be immediate success either. It might not be immediate success, because if the Badgers have, a rough year next year, I'm sure people are going to be saying, things like, "Oh man, the Badgers, they made the wrong hire," whatever. But especially in this case, it's probably going to take at least a couple years to get the program back on level playing field with other teams, because there are probably going to be a lot of, the veteran Badgers transferring, and I don't blame them for that, because, Jim Leonhard was their guy, Paul Chryst was their guy. I wouldn't blame them for going somewhere else. But at the end of the day, they had maybe 1 year left. This hire wasn't made with, the next year in mind. It was made for the, the next 5, 10, 15 years in mind. Becoming a prestigious college football powerhouse again, even higher than the heights that this program has reached. And that's what I want for this Badgers program. So at the end of the day, as bad as I feel for the players, as bad as I feel for Jim Leonhard, I think this is a fantastic hire, and I couldn't be more excited about it. So anyways, guys, that's all I got to say in this video. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. This is a pretty divisive hire amongst Badger fans, I would say. So keep it civil in the comments. I'm not going to attack anybody for saying we should have kept Leonhard, although I very much disagree when you have a guy like Luke Fickell able to come to the program. But Anyways, guys, so that's all I got to say. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and go Badgers.